we were getting ready to add our questions and our answers, and we had opened up our text file, and I had highlighted this first question, when was a pencil invented? I'm going to highlight and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go to, we're in design view, because remember, design view seems to be the easiest place to do content editing where we're typing in text or removing text. Design view seems to be very friendly for working with text. So I'm highlighting this placeholder content that we have. Content for new div goes here, and I'm going to right click and just hit paste. Okay, so there we have it. When was the pencil invented? And I would like this to be in a paragraph tag, so I'm going to highlight when was the pencil invented, and under format right now it says none. I'm going to choose paragraph. Okay. Now let's go to get our next question. Where does the lead in pencil come from? So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back to my FAQ page and click to put my cursor at the end of my first question. It's just like if we were working in Word, right? We're at the end of the first question. We're going to hit Enter. That creates a new line. Then I'm going to right click and choose Paste, and that will paste in the question that we just now copied. Okay? One more question to go. And it was, what does the HB on a pencil stand for? I'm going to right click and choose Copy. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to hit Return again to make myself a new line. And then I'm going to right click and choose Paste. And now we've got our three questions. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and hit Save. If we switch to code view real quick, we can see that each one of our questions is in its own paragraph tag, which is good because that's going to help us target these questions. So let's switch back to design view. Now we want to fill in our answers. So right now we have content for a new div tag goes here. This is going to be our first answer. So this is my plan. I am going to highlight all of this text, which is both the question and the answer, because we don't know if someone's viewing this on a mobile device. Maybe they click on the third question and they're going to scroll down to get the answer. They may not remember what the question is. So I'm repeating the questions. I'm going to have the questions at the top of the page, and then I'm going to have the questions again next to the answer. So I've highlighted this first question and answer. I'm going to right click and choose Copy, and let's go to, we're going to replace this content for new div goes here. We're going to replace that with our new content. So I'm just going to right click and choose Paste. Okay. Now let's check over here. Conveniently enough, when we did that, Dreamweaver took care of all of the paragraph tags for us. That's awesome. Okay. Next, where does the lead in pencils come from? I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm going to right click and choose Copy. Let's go back to, this is our second answer, and I'm going to right click and choose Paste. And there we go. There's our answer. Let's go back to our text files. We've got one more question to go. Let's highlight all this, right click and choose Copy. And let's go back to design page. This is our third answer. I'm going to right click and just choose Paste. Great. So we've gotten quite a bit accomplished here. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save All. If we have a glance over here under Code View, right? Let's see. This div holds all of our questions. This one is our first answer. This one holds our second answer. And this one holds our third answer. This is all going to be a little bit clearer because we don't really have any styling or boxing or anything to kind of set aside one over the other. Let's go back to our first div that has the answer. I'm looking at my document object model panel, the DOM panel. And this is our first answer. And what I'd like to do is I would like to assign this to an ID of first answer. So let's go back to CSS Designer and let's make some IDs real quick. So I've got styles and I've got global selected, and let's create some selectors. and I'm going to hit the plus sign, plus, and I'm going to give this an ID of first, F-I-R-S-T, answer, capital A-N-S-W-E-R. So this ID is going to target a way for us to identify our first answer, okay? Now let's create another selector, and I'm going to call this one #, second, S-E-C-O-N-D, and then answer, capital A-N-S-W-E-R. Again, we're using camel typing so that we can keep all of our text together with no spaces, but we can still make it readable. And let's make one more selector. I'm going to hit my plus selector one more time, and I'm going to type #, T-H-I-R-D, capital A-N-S-W-E-R, third answer. Okay. With my first answer selected, right, we have a class of FAQ answer, but we also have a specific ID that's unique to each one of our answers, right, because we have 3 different answers. We're going to use the class FAQ answer so that we can style these 3 answers to make them all look the same. We're going to use the IDs of answer 1, answer 2, answer 3 so that we can specifically direct people to that specific answer. So over here, let me slide up Dreamweaver again one more time. So I've got FAQ answer selected. It's the very first one. I can see in my DOM panel, this is my first answer. And for my ID, I'm going to give it an ID of first answer right there. Now I'm going to go to my second answer. It's this one right here. And I'm going to give it an ID of second answer. Second answer. Now I'm going to scroll down, and in my DOM panel I can see I've got my last answer. This is my third answer, and I'm going to give it the ID of third answer. So, how do we link our questions to our answers? It's pretty darn easy. I'm going to highlight my first question. When was the pencil invented? And when someone clicks on when was the pencil invented, I want them to go straight down to the answer, when was the pencil invented. So the link, I've highlighted this text. Remember, we've used this link property to link to photos, to link to websites. The link is going to be linking to this div. What's the ID of that first div that has the first answer? It is, we're going to type in #, F-I-R-S-T-A-N-S-W-E-R, first answer. So this text will link to this answer. This answer has an ID of first answer, and this text now links to first answer. I'm going to highlight my second question. And what are we going to link that to? We're going to link it to #ID, S-E-C-O-N-D for second, A-N-S-W-E-R, second answer. And what about the third one? We're going to highlight the third one. What's it going to link to? #, T-H-I-R-D-A-N-S-W-E-R. Now we've had this kind of functionality in the web page before. When we created the tabs for the video player, right? When we said if you clicked on tab 1 for YouTube or tab 2 for HTML, it specifically linked to an ID of home. We had #home1. So this has been done for us before. This is the first time we're doing it ourselves. So let's do this. It's just about a good spot to take a break. Let's real quickly preview in Chrome. Do you want to save changes? We'll say yep. We get a question. This is about our CSS file. So we say yep. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to reduce the size of my page a bit. What does HB on pencil stand for? I click there and it takes us straight down to our answer right here. Okay? What does HB on pencil stand for? I'm going to go back to the top. Where does lead in pencils come from? We click here. Takes us straight down to where does lead in pencils come from. Now this answer is pretty close to where the question and the answer is pretty close together. Let's go ahead and click on that, and it does take us down to when was the pencil invented. Okay, we're going to come back and continue working with our frequently asked questions page.